Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Relationship show. Today's episode going to be talking about, do you really know your partner and do they know you? It's a huge complaint I hear in my office basically on a daily basis where people come up, man, you don't really know me at all, do you? Right? Let's face it, right? And number one, how well do you want to be known? And how much effort do you take in knowing your partner? We're going to be talking about this right after this. Don't go anywhere. You can join the chat down below, and you can also give me a call, okay, at 844 814 5683. 844 814 love. And I'll be back right after this. As I cough. Sorry. Welcome back to the Art of Relationship show, people. I don't know, lighting, I might be a little dark. Maybe I'm working on my tan or trying to, right? So I'm not so pasty white. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. Like I said before, join the live chat down below. And you can also call me 844 814 love. That's 844 814 5683. I'm looking down at the number. I should have it memorized, right? And you can call me. I'm adjusting it now. Ooh, oh, hold on a second. Where I can load it up. There we go. Excuse me. And talking about, how well do you know your partner? And a lot of people, I get this at all. Boy, you don't know me at all, right? And people are upset that they feel their partner really doesn't know them. They don't know maybe what their favorite food is, right? That should be an easy one, right? Or what food that they don't like, but they keep making it or getting it for him or her, right? It's like, man, what are you not listening to me? Are you not paying attention? I told you this. It's like you want me to be someone I don't want to be or I don't like. And how many people try to force feed and really don't know who their partner is? Okay. And like I said, you heard me cough a little bit. I've been fighting allergies and pollen, been going nuts in Metro Detroit. I think I heard all over the country. Okay. So I apologize. But talking about, let's first start off. Do you know what your partner's likes are? Okay. And we could get into the basics, right? And I'm going to get more in detail as we go on. And what's it take for people to know you? And as you might have heard, left and right, okay, let's be honest. And I heard respect and trust have to be earned. And how do those have to be earned is by maybe knowing your partner. And also, not only that, about your partner and yourself being open and being vulnerable with one another about what they like, what they don't like. Because let's face it, if you ask your partner, oh, what's your favorite music, favorite food, or whatever, and they go, oh my God, that's gross, or why would you like them? What does that do to your partner? So I look at when it comes to, couples in my office, let's be real, that when this is an issue, I talk about how safe do you make it for your partner to really know you where there's maybe no judgment or no, criticizing, right? We might, and I love joking around. I love being a smart ass, but I don't want to disrespect anybody, right? So are you okay with, joke? Oh, really? And I joke around about country music, right? I tell people, and no disrespect. I'm, looking at, oh, if you like country music, there's nothing anyone can do to help you out, right? And I'm joking, people, okay? So obviously I'm not a country music fan. Some things, yeah, but it's just not my thing, and that's okay, right? It's okay for people to love country music, but it's looking at, do you shut your person down, your lover down, when you even ask them questions that you set them up to be criticized, to be jabbed at, right? To be disrespected for what they like, what they're about. And then all of a sudden, well, you don't know me at all because you're not taking time. Well, I ask you, you don't tell me. And it comes out, yeah, I don't tell you because I don't feel safe telling you. I'm going to be criticized, ripped apart, not good enough. And we can go on and on if a lot of people are familiar with, you know, living in this environment, sadly. And then you have to maybe look at stopping it, or if it continues, are you going to be out of that relationship or that marriage situation because you don't feel safe sharing or anything, right? And you could ask and ask and ask, and some people won't be open. They're afraid to be open, and you can make it safe for them. And it makes it very, very difficult to know that person fully, what their likes are, what their dislikes are, right? And we already mentioned a couple, right? Food. What about clothing styles? Do you know what type of clothes your person likes? And I'm not talking, you could get into brand and marketing and all that stuff, what brands you like, but I'm talking more about styles, right? Do they like things more loose and, sort of flowing, or do they like things more tight and form fitting, right? What about colors of clothing, right? Do they like bright, colorful stuff, or are they more earth tones, more conservative dress? I'm not going to say boring. I almost said that, but I'm not going to say boring. But earth tones, more conservative in their dress choice of how they dress. And this goes for men, women, whatever. Some men don't like to be dressed up. Some women don't, right? So there's all different taste out there. And do you know what your partner likes? Or maybe even with clothing, hey, what would you like me to wear? What would you, and it might not be you, and maybe you can evolve and grow and like it. But I'm talking about when you start force feeding somebody that really isn't who you want them to be. And that's going to create a lot of clashes. Let's be real for people out there, right? It's like you're trying to force that person to be someone they're not. And I'm been guilty of that in the past. I've had it done to me before as well. And it's about, growing and evolving, but we also have a choice, right? We have a choice to grow and evolve if we want to, and if our partner doesn't. So this comes down to how well do you know your partner and what they're willing to evolve or grow on, or maybe expand their likes, their dislikes, that type of situation, but also within yourself. Okay. Number one, are you able to talk about it? Do you ask questions? And you've heard me say this about questions of care and concern because you're curious, right? Are you curious and want to know and learn about your partner? Or are you just setting your partner up, your lover up, to be criticized, to be judged, to be belittled? There's a huge difference. So, looking at, do you know what your person likes? So, their hobbies, their interests. What about their world views on, the big thing? Don't even, and I'm pro choice. I'm throwing it out there. Okay. And so it was, devastating, angered me and a lot of people about taking women's rights away from them with Roe versus Wade. But, what their maybe political views are, what their world views on, what do they like to do? What do they don't like to do? Maybe everybody assumes men like sports. No, they don't. Maybe some people view, oh, all men love cars, working on cars. No, they don't. All women, love, flower arrangements. No, or art or theater or whatever, right? No, they don't. Stereotype, all women love shopping. No, they don't. Some do. Some men love shopping. Um, so it's about knowing your partner and understanding them. And do you truly know who they are? And are they allowing you to get to know them? Okay. So going more deeper into how well do you know your partner? And this gets more difficult. Okay. Because a lot of people get freaked out, they get uncomfortable, they might get scared. Let's be real. What does your partner need depending on their mood they're in? If they're tired, if they're not feeling well, if they're angry, pissed off, if they're frustrated, if they're sad, if they're hurt, do you know your partner well enough and what they need in those situations? And this is one thing I go over on a daily basis with couples, to be honest with you. You know what? If they're angry, what do you do? Do you run away? Do you fight back and clash? Or are you looking at what do they need? I understand you're mad. What do you heard about? What are you mad about? As you heard me before, usually people are angry up here, and underneath, cut underneath, they usually feel hurt, insecure, or scared, fearful of something. So, what are you doing? What does your partner need when they're mad? Okay. Do they need to be left alone? Give them space, right? Or do they need a hug and reassurance that they're loved? And a lot of couples hear me and I joke around, the guy goes to give, his partner a hug and she punches him in the nuts, right? I told you, leave me alone. Because you don't know, but you're trying to go after and learn what they need in that certain moment. And a lot of people assume, bad word, right? They assume their partner, right? Well, I when I'm angry, I want to hug and reassure I'm loved, right? So I'm assuming my partner does too when he or she needs space and be left alone to maybe cool down a little bit. Okay. Neither one of you are wrong. It's knowing the differences in what your partner needs in those situations, right? So, what do you do? And do you know what your partner needs when they're hurt, when they're sad, when they're grieving? Versus when they're pissed off, when they're angry, when they're maybe frustrated, or if they're feeling very insecure and maybe not that confident in a given time frame. Maybe your partner just lost a job, right? Maybe they went for a promotion and did not get it. So, are they feeling good about themselves? What do they need? Do they need reassurance or do they need left alone? But can you ask? Can you learn about it? And a lot of people will get uncomfortable. Like I said at the beginning of this segment, that a lot of people will get uncomfortable. Oh, they're mad. And I'm not even going to go away. Get me the hell out of here. I want to run away, right? Because it makes you so uncomfortable because you don't know what to do about it, right? Number one, even if they're mad about you, right there, right? If they're mad at you, are you able to learn about it and to make amends for it? Or maybe it was a misperception. Maybe it was a communication error. That's where I want you to go after and look at and understand, hey, what do you need in that given situation? But also, are you making that effort to learn about what your partner needs as well? Are you able to share what you need in those moments? Because a lot of times when we're mad, we don't think straight, right? When we're hurt, when we're grieving deeply, we might not think, we might not even know what we need. Um, we need something, right? We want those feelings, the bad feelings to go away, right? I'm a huge pain pleasure principle person. And people know me. I don't use a lot of psychobabble. I just don't. But the pain pleasure principle is that person usually wants to get away from pain and get towards something that's more pleasurable. When we're feeling our heart ripped out, grief, mad, angry, we don't want to feel that. So we're trying to do something to get away from it. Some people drink, some people smoke a fatty, right? Some people pop a Xanax, some people go out for a run, work out at gym to get rid of all that, right? Trying to get rid of those bad feelings and get more positive feelings towards us. So, what can you do to help your partner and to learn about your lover, what they need in those situations? And remember, what works for you, great. Your intentions could be great, but they could have an adverse impact on your partner because we think, oh, this works for me, so it must work for everybody. No, it doesn't. That's where the learning process needs to come in, people. Okay. So, going back onto maybe a more, deeper, when I said about, life philosophies, right? Some people want to, maybe they're working so much that everything's waiting until retirement, if there is a retirement, right? And some people are not that way. They want to live in the moment and they're having a hard time thinking about a week from now, 2 days from now. I'm a little bit that way as well, right? Where we have a hard time thinking about two future oriented aspects versus or planning that type of aspect where everybody, somebody plans for the next 10 years. They have each day for the next 10 years planned out. And you're like, whoa, what the hell, right? It overwhelms a lot of people. So you look at life philosophies. How does your partner really want to live? And how do you want to live? And do they clash or can you understand that and work together as a team, like that yin and yang balance type aspect that, give and take, that you understand that's how they are. They understand how you are, and you can be comfortable and, at peace with that situation because you know each other. You know what to expect from each other. And it's really no different than when I ask people, what are your expectations of a happy, healthy relationship? Some people will say, I don't know, but what are you doing to find out? What are you doing to learn about your partner? And what are they doing to learn about you? Sounds simple, maybe not that easy. Okay. What about your, also, do you know your partner's views on certain cultures, races, right? Maybe even age groups, right? What about gender? What about religions? I, as people know, I hate racism. I hate discrimination. We all know it exists, right? Sexism, all those aspects. Okay. I hate those. I even, as people know, or maybe not know, I even have, there it is, stop hate because tattooed on my arm. Um, because that's how much I hate those things, but we know it exists. And what happens where one person, maybe I've had couples over the years where one person was maybe in a racist group and their partner just found out about it and they would never ever be with somebody that ever affiliated them with a racist group. Okay. And now they're wondering what to do. So can you be open and honest? Or does one person, they were in a certain group, culture, whatever, and all of a sudden they changed and they're not that way now. And they feel ashamed, they feel embarrassed, they're ashamed of themselves. Okay. But are you able to look and learn from one another? Or does that, maybe you're afraid to learn from your partner because it's going to affect your future and it's going to affect how you look at and view that relationship or marriage, or maybe it's going to create a demise to that relationship because of those different views on how you view maybe religion, politics, groups, those type of aspects. Okay. So, but are you able to talk about it, be open, and understand and respect each other's differences unless they totally clash and they create harm to your essence of who you are? Then there's an issue. Okay. Respected, right? Everybody wants to be respected. I do. Everybody does, right? What does your partner need to feel respected? Everybody's different, right? So this goes into more depth as far as how well do you know your partner? We talked about moods, right? Talked about views on different groups, cultures, all those aspects. What are their views on respect, being appreciated? Because if you don't know them, how do you know what's going to work? I want to appreciate my lover. I want to appreciate my person, right? Hopefully, most people do, right? Or you maybe shouldn't be in a relationship. Okay. How blunt was that? So, what do they need? And again, what you need might be different from them. So, do you really know? And if your person does not tell you these things, teach you these things, how are you going to know? You are going to be shooting in the dark all over the place. Okay. You are going to be always a trial and error because you don't know what to do. That's where I want people to make it easier for their partner to love you and for you to love your partner, right? To teach each other what is important to you, what is not, what you like, what you don't like. And I look at what is the fear in that? I understand it. Okay. Didn't say I had to agree or like it. Nobody likes it, but the fear of being judged, being ridiculed, maybe finding out that your partner wants really something that you're not about, or that's not about you. That's not about your personality. That's not about your sexual desires, wishes, that type of aspect. Okay. But you need to find out and learn from one another at least. What do you need to feel appreciated? Some people love compliments, affirmations, simple, man, thank you for this. Thank you for that. Some people, I don't need that. I want something else, right? Maybe some people don't want words. Some people want maybe acts of affection, physical affection, like a kiss, a hug, simple like that. But do you know what your partner needs? And also, have you taught your lover what you need to feel respected and feel appreciated? Again, one person might feel disrespected certain way and you're assuming your partner does and they don't. Again, not a right or wrong, it's just different. in being able to learn those aspects. Okay. Now, coming after maybe one that people were looking forward to or anticipating, right? How well do you know your partner sexually, right? I could do a whole episode on this. And I think I have a year, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. How well do you know your partner sexually? And not only that, right? Are you teaching your partner? Some people are very shy. Some people have been, I hear it in my office. They've been together a year. They've been together 5 years. They've been together 10 years. I'm not making this up. And they don't know what their partner really enjoys sexually. That's sad to me. Is why? Is there taboos? Is there something you're ashamed about? And if you don't know, are you willing to find out and help your partner out? Because if your partner is always trying to guess, always trying to look, and always trying to search and, a hit or miss all the time, that's a lot of work, right? Are you willing to help them out and even help them out in the moment? A lot of people have a hard time expressing themselves emotionally, sexually, right? They have a hard time speaking their mind. Well, when it comes down to what if your partner loses interest in you sexually? They lose desire. You're wondering, what it's about, or you're blaming them, right? It's all your fault you don't desire me. It's all your fault you don't try to initiate sex with me. It's all your fault. Really? Do you look at yourself and understand what are you doing to teach your partner to make it easier for him or her, to make it easier for you in what you desire, what you love? And what is wrong with that? What is so uncomfortable with you that you have a hard time not teaching your partner? Because I'm going to tell you, if your partner wants to learn and they crave that and you're unwilling, it's going to cause the relationship to go right down the toilet. Okay. And usually as sex goes, the relationship goes, right? As the emotions go, we also know, right? Emotionally disconnected, it's going to create the sex connection to go down the toilet as well. So they go hand in hand aspect, right? But when you look at the sexual disconnect, is it created by the emotional, the mental disconnect? Because you're not teaching one another what you like, what you don't like. You're making it too much work for your partner to try to guess and second guess what you like, what you don't like. You get me? So it's going to create that much work. And that's mental. That's emotional. That tells me you don't love me enough. And I could be wrong. You don't love me enough. You don't love yourself enough to be able to teach me. Let's be real. And I'm not saying that's the truth or that's a fact. That's what's going to create that feeling or those thoughts in your partner, in your lover. They're going to think that. Okay. And most people want to feel craved. They want to feel desired. They want to feel, having fun and connected during sex. But if you're not willing to let your partner know about you in that form, it's going to create a huge issue, people. I can almost guarantee it. Okay. So, outside of that, what are you doing to teach each other and evolve and grow sexually, emotionally, mentally when it comes on these elements? Okay. Again, it's not a right or wrong. It's being able to learn. And some people will say, this is just the way I am. I don't know. And I could care less about finding out. I don't want to find out. Now, okay. Now, what happens if your partner, right, tells you, well, that's not going to work for me, and I think the relationship needs to end. I'm not fulfilled in it. And then how many people flip the script and blame their partner for ending it? Why would you end it? Why would you? I just told you. Are you listening? I'm telling you and teaching you what I need, what I learned, what's important to me to feel loved, craved, respected, right? What my interests, what my hobbies are. You don't have to agree or like everything. No, that isn't what this is about. It's about being able to learn and define and trying to grow together. That's what about learning what your partner is, because you care enough to learn. You care enough to find out. You get me? Okay. And we talk about lifestyles, right? What type of lifestyle is your partner? And does your partner know your type of lifestyle? Meaning some people are couch potatoes, right? Some people, sort of binge watch TV all the time, where other people are more active. They're more, out and about. They want to maybe go out every night of the week to do stuff, where somebody is more homebody, right? Some people ran into a couple of last week, whatever. One person is out and about, they work outside all the time and they like coming home and sitting there, where the other person, get this, right? COVID and even now, they work from home. So they want to get the hell out of the house often, right? So it's like they're missing each other's page and trying to define what works best for them, and trying to define, is there a happy medium? You can understand each other, about putting yourselves in each other's shoes. And again, right, learning from each other instead of always battling. Well, I want it this way. I want it this way. What does your lover want? What does your partner want? And does it really affect you that much? Is it selling out the essence of who you are, or is it something that you can do? You're not going to die. It's not going to cut across what you believe in, right? Or what you value in yourself and life. We're not talking about those aspects. So I want you to be able to start learning about your partner and allowing your partner to learn about you. Okay. And this also can include, your insecurities, right? What are you confident about? What are you insecure about? What are talents that you want recognized by your partner? And are you able to view talents in your partner, and your partner might say, not a big deal, right? It's part of those things that you can find maybe humbling within your partner, maybe confident in your partner, and looking at good things about them, how they handle situations based on their talents. Maybe people are home improvement pros, right? Maybe people are great working on cars. Maybe people are great at creativity, designing logos, website, maybe designing, maybe baby shower settings, maybe wedding showers, weddings, the motif, the decoration. They're more creative that way. Okay. Musically, right? They could be great, talented music. And I have no musical talent, believe me. So those type of things. So take the time, start learning, even sitting down, writing them out on a piece of paper, right? Learning about one another. And the more you remember that, the more you're going to tell your lover that you're paying attention, that you love her or him, that you care about him or her, about what's important to them, right? And it comes down to, what's important to them. And if it's not really important to you, or it's not about who you are, that makes it tough and that makes it difficult, but at least you need to find out, so you're not wasting time as life goes on. Okay. Check me out all over the place: social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, under Love Guru Greg, the Art of Relationships show. You can find it there. Plus, just the audio version you can find on every listening platform under the Art of Relationships show, and my website, theartofrelationships.org. People, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Peace and love to everybody out there. We definitely need a lot more peace and love out there. And again, like I mentioned the other day, my heart bleeds, and definitely peace to Highland Park, Illinois. Okay. Take care. Bye bye.